Peace. What is going on, family? Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. Of course, my name is Substantial. Always great to see everybody. Shout out to anyone in the chat right now. We're actually starting on time is a beautiful thing. Never mad at that. Shout out to some of the folks in the chat already. If it's your first time to the channel, be sure to hit that like button. Make sure that you share this link so other people can join us. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, for those of you watching on YouTube or Twitch, please do so. And if you're watching on Facebook, hit that like button. Yeah, man, a lot to go over today. Super excited to update you guys with all the goings on. Can't believe that I'm 2 days away from going to the motherland for the first time, Uganda specifically. So that's really exciting. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, shout out to those of you joining. Whole Star Peace, what's going on, fam? Good to see you up in here, man. Hopefully at some point in time I'm blessed enough to make it to your country in Africa, man. It would be super dope. Definitely been seeing all the work you've been putting in out there, and it's inspiring, man. Salute to you. We got that guy Frankie up in here. Peace, Frankie. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. And of course, my man Eric G is up in here per usual. Peace, fam. Shout out to the regulars joining us. Always a good time. So a lot to get into today. But the first thing I wanted to mention to you guys real quick is that the channel on YouTube specifically, we are closing in on 10,000 subscribers. We are less than 500 subscribers away. I think if I'm being specific, right around like 410. We need 410 more subscribers on YouTube before the channel is officially at 10,000 subscribers. So salute to everybody who's been rocking with me for quite some time, and definitely shout out to those of you who've only joined me recently, man. A lot of things going on. One of the things that is new, y'all saw the new countdown at the beginning. It's an unreleased instrumental that I did, and I tried to make it a bit shorter because most of you guys, y'all know the routine, man. Y'all are ready to rock. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. Hey, peace, what's going on? Kind of cool, Greg. Thanks for joining us again. Yeah, man, we're real close to 10,000. I'm trying to think of something cool to do when we hit 10K. So y'all let me know what y'all would like to see happen when we hit that milestone. I'll definitely consider it, figure out what we can do special for the channel. Definitely a lot more content, as y'all have been seeing. Things have been a bit more active around here now that I'm back home. Obviously I was in Romania, so it was difficult to be super active, and also because the super chat feature and monetization on my channel on YouTube specifically has been resolved. So now that that's back up and running, definitely going to be more active here on the channel. So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned for lots more dopeness. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So as I mentioned already, definitely, man, the super chats and super stickers are live here on YouTube. So if you want to donate to the channel or support the channel in any way, that's a great way to do it. For those of you who are just tuning in, watching this live for the first time and normally don't tune in, just make sure you like whatever platform you're watching me on. Be sure to like there or subscribe or follow there so you don't miss updates. And you can donate to this channel by supporting via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, and that information is in the description of the video. But on that note, man, let's talk about some other things. Another thing that is going on right now and is official, the instrumental for my song Reed Richards is now streaming on all platforms. I repeat, Reed Richards instrumental produced by yours truly is now streaming on all platforms. So please check it out. If you haven't already, put it in the rotation. If you are MC, yeah, man, you're somebody who got some bars. It's definitely a great beat to spit to. Definitely, get some verbal calisthenics in. You know what I'm saying? Flex a little bit, but definitely check that out. And I want to give y'all heads up that the instrumental for not just Reed Richards, but also the next joint, which is No Per Diem 2.0, that's going to be dropping soon too. So be on the lookout for that, man. Those two instrumentals, that's going to hold us over until the next single from Adultish will be dropping, and that is going to drop in early to mid-January. So stay tuned for that. I'll definitely keep you all posted. Let's see. Also, man, shout out to most of you watching already. If you haven't checked in the chat, please do so by just saying peace. Let us know where you're tuning in from, all that good stuff. All right. Warpath has a comment. Man, I cannot wait for the album to finally drop. Man, I'm so excited for you all to hear it, man. Been working on it this week. There was a track on the album that I recorded before I had left for Romania, and actually I recorded it back in the summertime, but I was waiting to make some tweaks and stuff, and I wanted to be in the right headspace to do it. And so once I came back from Romania, I've been back for a few weeks now. Earlier this week, I was here in the studio, and I finally did some tweaks on that. And that song has been, it's going to be submitted to be mixed soon. So, yeah, man, it's just really, really exciting. So, quick update with Adultish, and let's do that now, since we are about to talk about the campaign. So, Eric, thanks for bringing it up. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So, for those who don't know, right now, live on Kickstarter, you can check out my official campaign for the album Adultish. I'll talk about like how much we've raised so far in a second, but Adultish, for those who don't know, this will be my 5th solo album. This will be the first album of mine that's produced entirely by me. So the song Reed Richards, and then also the song No Per Diem 2.0 featuring Mega Ran. Both of those were produced by me. Every one of these tracks that are coming out will be produced by me. The cool thing is some of the collaborations that are on the album by some of the live instrumentalists, in certain cases, they sent me different things with them playing live instruments. Like, for example, Marcus D makes sample packs. So he actually would send me his sample packs. And so one of the beats that's on the upcoming album is me and Marcus collaborating in a different way, as opposed to me making a beat and him playing on it. He gave me a sample pack. I flipped the samples from that, sent it back to him. He dug it, and then I built on it from there. And so that's one of the songs that's coming on the album. We'll talk about that when we get a little closer to that point. And then similar to that, Malcolm Jackson as well. Malcolm Jackson is an amazing percussionist. Besides playing xylophone and playing vibraphone, and all the phones. Besides that, he plays drum set as well. So, man, he sent me some live drums that I chopped to use for another track on the album. And then shout out to the homie Matthew Shell as well, who he just sends me like songs that he makes, instrumental songs that he makes sometimes, some that he doesn't release. And basically says, hey, man, if you can make something dope from this, have at it. And then I'll flip something, send it back to him, and then he'll let me know if he's digging it. And yeah, man, so it was really interesting how I was able to collaborate with the different producers working on this new project. But for those of you who want to check out this campaign, you can do so by checking out the link in the description of the video. You can also check, if you're on YouTube, there's a link that is pinned to the top of this video. You could check that out as well. And shout out to everyone else joining us in the chat, man. Let's see. We got Marklon Sanope. Peace. What's going on? We got Last King Saint. Peace, family. What's going on? Good to see you up in here. Warpath says, we need Marcus to rap on your beat next. I mean, maybe the next Bop Alloy is all beats by me and Marcus D spitting. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We'll see. All right. But yeah, man. So again, the Kickstarter campaign is live right now. If you haven't joined already or submitted to the campaign, please consider doing so. I'm going to give you a couple more details on that right now. But in the meantime, if you have not gotten the link yet, let me hook you up with that. Hold on. All right. So link is in the chat. So definitely, man, check out the campaign. I will update you on the numbers in a second. Couple more people joining us. Nice Afro. Peace. What's going on, fam? Thanks for joining us. All right. Now, again, the campaign has been funded. When I say it's been funded, the $10,000 goal, which was the bare minimum needed to put together the album, has been met. Thank y'all so much. We hit that last week. Thanks to you guys supporting. That's amazing. Now, what I did want to update you on, though, is that right now, well, I won't say right now because I haven't checked it for like maybe the last 30 minutes. So maybe the needle has moved. I don't know. But the campaign has definitely slowed down. But as of right now, or as of 30 minutes ago, we were at $12,271 with 76 backers. I repeat, 76 backers. And we have 29 days left. Thank y'all so much, man. The next goal for us to hit, the first stretch goal, is for us to hit $15,000. And once we hit $15,000, we will have an official variant art put together by Naturel. The people at the highest level will also receive a custom vinyl carrying case that we're going to decorate with the decals and like do something with the lining based on the pattern that you see in the background here. There'll only be 3 of those. But everyone who basically gets a physical version of this album will actually have the variant art in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a fold-out cover, a double vinyl cover where it's the original cover on one side and then the variant art on the other. So, yeah, man, this is a really big deal. I met with Naturel earlier this week. And yeah, man, whenever him and I get on the phone, because we got so much history, man, it's a long conversation. And him and I were on the phone for like 3, almost 4 hours the other night, just talking about this and talking about our journey, because we've known each other since he was 10 years old, I think, when I first met him. And I think I was 14 or something like that. And so, yeah, man, so we talked a lot about our journey, talked a lot about, once we hit this goal, like what that's going to look like, the different materials I need to get him so he can make the art. Yeah, man, for those who don't know, he actually raps as well. And so we talked about something else that we're going to include in the stretch goal once we hit it. And that's an unreleased song. Now, what makes this song special is because, I've said time and time again that I have a ton of unreleased stuff that I did with Nujabes back in the day. And I don't plan on releasing those songs, largely because a lot of those songs are songs that we cut, right? However, there are like 1 or 2 songs that we did that weren't songs that were cut from albums, but they were songs that we were putting together, and they just never received an official release. For example, one of those songs that, 2 of those songs that we worked on before he passed, that eventually saw the light of day was, one was City Lights with Pace Rock, and then the other was Waiting for the Clouds. Now, there's another song that I actually did with Naturel back when rapping was still very much the focus for him. And Nujabes, I played this song for him, and Nujabes really, really liked the song, and he loved what he heard from Naturel. And I later played like a demo that I had of Naturel. So fun fact, so the visual artist Naturel, who also raps, even though that's not his focus these days, Nujabes was interested in signing him to Hideout Production. He heard that demo that he made and was super impressed by it. Maybe one day on the show, maybe if not next week, but when I get back from Uganda, I'll play old Naturel joint. But he had a group called Soul Department, which was him and Definition. Definition is the producer who did the song My Favorite Things. And yeah, man, they did some amazing stuff together. And anyway, I say all that to say this. One of the things that I'm considering doing, because I actually leaked this song years ago, like while Nujabes was still alive, I had leaked this song on an old collaborations thing that was only physical copies, and it was only available through undergroundhiphop.com, right? So that's why at this point in time, I'm actually considering like making this song available, right? But I'm not going to put it on streaming platforms or nothing like that. What I'll do is make it an exclusively available through this campaign. And so those of you who support at any level, once we hit 15K, if you supported at any level, I will make this unreleased Nujabes / Naturel collaboration that was done maybe like 2005, something like that, 2005 or 6. It was a long time ago. But anyway, I will make that song available. And yeah, man, So, you know what I mean? A little motivation for you. So if you're somebody who has not contributed to the campaign yet, you know, trying to give you a little bit more motivation. You know what I mean? So just something to think about. But let's get into these comments because I see I've missed a lot of comments. There's a lot happening. All right. Hey, Tommy Hackett, peace, what's going on? Malcolm Jackson was my favorite collaborator among the Substantial Live at Home performances. Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to Malcolm Jackson. Love that dude. Talented brother. Great to know he's on Adultus. Absolutely. Thanks, homie. I'm not too bad. Okay, word. Hey, peace. Arav, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but peace. Thanks for joining us. All right. Oh, well, can't complain. Y'all are having a whole conversation. I'm just putting it up there. Yes, wow, indeed. All right. I'm excited for this album. DJ Rockman, salute. Peace, fam. Good to see you up in here. All right. I never get tired of hearing unheard old Nujabes stories. Word. That's what's up, man. Yeah, keep an eye out for this. I'm excited. Yeah, man. Like I said, we talked about this the other night, and I haven't posted it everywhere because, quite frankly, it's like, listen, man, I don't want this campaign to rely too heavily on that particular news. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying it here for those of you who are like the hardcore fans who show up because you rock with me. You know what I mean? As opposed, because I know I could post this, use a couple hashtags or send it to a couple different groups, and this information would be everywhere. And I'm not trying to exploit it like that. I'm really just trying to do something special for those of you who consistently support, man. And that's how I plan to operate. I am gracious and grateful for all of the support that I get from the people who are the hardcore fans and the people who are only here because of different people I work with. Regardless of how you showed up, those of you who show up consistently, I want to make sure I consistently show y'all. I want to make sure I consistently show up for y'all the way y'all show up for me. And so this is just another way to do that for those of you who jumped out there and supported your man. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all. Definitely already contributed. This album is going to be great. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. There's some things from higher pledges I really want, but I couldn't afford to pledge that much. Wish I could pledge a certain amount, then buy those separately. Well, yeah. So thank you for bringing that up. You know what I mean? Let me put it back up on the screen. So for those who don't know, right, there's something called add-ons, and I feel like a lot of people don't know how to use the add-ons feature. And so maybe I'll do like a video breaking down how that works. But for those who don't know, you can pick a reward tier. And then after you pick a reward tier, there are a ton of add-on features. So you can add old releases. You can add things that are in other tiers to your current thing. Now, if you go to try to do that and it doesn't allow you to do it, please let me know so I can resolve any technical issues that may arise. So that way, because sometimes people suffer in silence. You know what I mean? They go to do a particular thing, it doesn't work, and then they just, I guess I can't do it, and they don't let me know. Someone the other day had let me know that they wanted to do an add-on with the CD to a different tier, right? And they were unable to do that. And so I went in, I fixed that, and you can do it. So again, yeah, man. Yeah, like, yes. Again, for those of you who've been looking to support, or those of you who've already supported, and there are different tiers that you want to do, but there are certain key things missing from that tier, you can absolutely do an add-on. Now, here's another gem for you. Mogul hands. Here's another gem for you. There's been a ton of people hitting me up over the last 2 months trying to do collaborations, right? As you can see, there's a collaboration tier on this campaign. Now, for those who don't know, I typically don't talk money on here about like how much I charge and stuff like that for a collaboration. But there's a certain rate that I charge, right? Like I typically these days charge about $2K for a collabo. And the reason why the rate is that rate is because unlike other people that you collaborate nowadays with, I also agrees to support the artists that I collab with via social media. You know what I mean? So y'all have seen it time and time again where I do a song with folks. I play the song here on the show for y'all, share links to the show. I put it in my stories. Sometimes I upload the song to my channel. You know what I mean? Like, I try to make it a real collaboration, not just do the song, but it's like, if I'm proud of the collaboration we did, why wouldn't I share it with my fans? And so anyway, but outside of that, a lot of times I collaborate with new artists. So I take the time to kind of consult them, give them different tips, help them with streaming, and so they can maximize and get the most out of it and get a return on their investment. You know what I mean? And think long term about this. So anyway, the other thing is, during this campaign, right? Like, you notice that the award tier for collaborations is 2K. However, it's 2K plus you get the merch and all of these other things outside of just paying that 2K for the collab. But what people don't peep, though, is in the add-on feature. Let's say you put $10 up for the digital thing. If you support me through this campaign and do a collaboration as an add-on, it's only $1,200. You see what I'm saying? Now, I said only $1,200, like $1,200 ain't a lot of money. But compared to how much I actually charge for a collaboration, it's a discount, right? It's nearly $1,000 less than what I typically charge. So I'm using this campaign as a way to just, I'm trying to I'm funding my album, right? And I'm trying my best to work with folks to make things a bit easier for them, but they can still, do some things with me that, like, right now are a bit cheaper than they would normally be because of how I'm funding the record. So something to consider. I haven't been heavily promoting that, you know what I mean? Because again, I'm not just trying to, and maybe I should talk about those things more, right? Like, to get more support. But at the same time, that's hilarious. Hold on, let me put that on the screen. So Black Friday collab deals. There it is. That was a whole missed opportunity, man. Eric, yeah, look, I should have talked to you about this sooner, son, and rolled it out different. I should have been leading with that on Black Friday because that's when the campaign launched. But yeah, man, so there's definitely discount rates for collaborations by using the add-on feature. Just let me know if anybody does jump over to Kickstarter real quick and try to mess around with selecting a tier. I want you to try to do some of the add-ons and see if it'll allow you to do it. If it doesn't allow you to do it, please send me a message. You can let me know in the chat, or you can write me an email, and I'll make whatever adjustments I need to make on my end. Thank y'all. All right, let's get back into it. So let's see. I would most definitely be using that feature. Thank you, fam. All right. I bet it's a lot of people's first time on Kickstarter. It is for me at least. Yeah, definitely. I definitely noticed there was a ton of people who supported the campaign who had never used Kickstarter before. One of the things that's dope too, that I hope y'all been paying attention to. I'm not just somebody who comes on Kickstarter and does a Kickstarter campaign and then begs you to give me money and blah, blah, blah. I'm also somebody who actively supports other people's Kickstarters. So you can see 9 of the other campaigns that I've supported in the past. I got a couple I'm eyeing right now that I'm looking to support after the holidays and stuff. So that's another thing I do like about Kickstarter is they notify you when I'm supporting other things. In fact, one of the campaigns that I just supported was the homie Senator's Tempo. He's doing something for a game and an album that he's doing for the game. And so I just supported that. And luckily, when I supported it at the time I did, it didn't look like he was going to meet his goal. But yeah, man, he got like a last minute, like a few people came through last minute and he hit his goal. And that's super exciting. So congratulations to the homie Senator's Tempo, man. Talented producer, and he's doing game design, writing comics, and all types of dope stuff. Definitely worth checking out. All right. I saw the vinyl. Is it on the add-ons? Or did I miss it? I feel like you might have missed it, but I will take a look to see why it's not showing up in the add-ons. But it should be. All right. But thank you for the heads up. Let's see. Just got done doing my pledge for the album. DJ Rockman, clap it up for DJ Rockman. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you, brother. All right. Let's see. If one wanted to reach out for a collab or to work with you, work with your music promotion company, what would be the best way to reach out to you email-wise, if you can say? Sure. Definitely use the email feature on my website. I can't remember if it's you or someone else has an email in the queue for me right now that I got to reply to. There's one of y'all who like designed a really dope game. I feel like it might be you, Last King Saint, but I'll double check. But yeah, I did check that email. It's super dope, but I gotta get back. I haven't replied yet because I'm playing catch up as I'm getting ready to head out of town. Excuse me. But definitely, man, use my website, iamsubstantial.com, and then send email through the contact page. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If anyone's emailed me recently and I didn't get back right away, an email will be coming to you between today and tomorrow. All right? Let's see other joints before we keep it moving. See, now I'm glad I asked about the different pledges because I have never known about add-ons. Yeah, man. Nah, it's definitely important to know. Yeah, they only show up after you're in your cart with the pledge. Ah, there you go. Okay. Then there's a list. Thank you for educating. So for those who don't know how to use add-ons, right? Go ahead, select the pledge that you want to do, right? Pick the pledge level, the reward tier that has the bulk of the stuff that you want, right? Or if you know that a lot of the things you want aren't necessarily available in one tier, what you can do is pick the lowest amount, right? You can do like the $10 or $20 level or something. And then after that's in your cart, then go through the add-ons and cherry pick the things you want. All right. So that's always, because for example, one fan did exactly that. They paid for the digital album and then they went and paid for the consultation from my company, Substantial Art and Music, right? And now, again, that rate, the $150 that we charge, that's $50 less than what we normally charge. We charge $200 for that, but during this campaign, it's cheaper, right? So again, select your reward tier. After that's added to your cart, then go to the add-ons, and in the add-ons, you can cherry pick the different things that you want to add, all right? Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for figuring that out and being patient with a brother. There's a lot of different things I gotta make sure. I'm trying not to promote too hard every day either, because then after a while it just feels like spam. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. No worries. Thank you, good sir. You're very welcome. Hey, Juan Parapeace, what's going on, fam? Good to see you, Juan. All right, Stan, I just had an issue, I think, moment in real time. Oh, wow. All right. Thanks for the game. Word. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to add on a hoodie to the tier I selected, but it only appeared in the cart. Got you. Okay. Yeah, so definitely try it again. Let me know if it works. If it doesn't, keep me posted. All right. On that note, let's get ready to keep it moving because there's a lot more stuff to get into. Okay, so next up, let's see. Well, let's talk about these playlists. So two different things I wanted to go over with y'all or give you heads up about. First things first, let's bring this up. So, man, I'm excited to, like with this year closing out, man, there's been a ton of collaborations that I've been able to do throughout the year. And yeah, man, and I'm excited for 2023 because I've been knocking out a few different collabs with different artists over the last few months and stuff that's not going to come out until next year. And I'm just excited for you all to hear that stuff, man. It's going to be really, really dope. Let's see. I want to run these down to you real quick. So this past year, and for this particular playlist, for those who don't know, I make playlists like this every year, right? Substantial Collaborations 2022. I think on Spotify, they maybe go back as far as 2015, maybe. But anyway, this past year I've been hella busy. You got collabs with Megaran and then also Novice from Clear Soul Forces. Got collabs with who else we work with this year, man. Shout out to J Mar, who's a young kid, high school kid from Canada, who produced a really dope joint that we worked on. Me and Millen started working together this year for the first time and stuff. We did 2 songs that came out this year, Figure It Out, and then of course Your Greatest Weapon. Of course, joints with Malcolm Jackson as well. And then for those who don't know, there's a song that I did with KICE that actually was done years ago, that didn't see the light of day in terms of streaming platforms until this past year. So that's actually on the playlist. For those who don't know, the link for this playlist is actually in the description of this video. So definitely check that out. But also other collaborations that happened. Also did a remix of the joint I did with Alec Hershey, the song You Are, that was remixed by what was it? That's he plus killed the remix. Posted that on the channel earlier this year. We had joints with I had joints with Orion Song and Advocacy, which came out really dope, man. Beautiful work. Definitely one of my favorite joints that dropped this year. Of course, the album with Katie Fox. Come on, man. So proud of Animal Arithmetic. And yeah, man, it also did some solid numbers. Collabs with Kenichiro Nishihara. And also shout out to Calvin Love. Calvin Love, who also, for those who don't know, is Snoop Dogg's son. So that's something that came out at the top of the year. So again, if you want to check out this playlist, it's only on Spotify, and you can check the link in the description of this video. Let me know how many of y'all actually listen to music on YouTube, because what I can do is start making these playlists available on YouTube as well. That's something I used to do, but I find more people listen to me on Spotify, so I've only been focusing my energy there. But I can make an alternate version that is available here on YouTube and mix it up and make sure that the video, if there's a music video for the song, it's there, or just a link to the audio. So definitely check out this playlist. In the comments, man, in the chat right now, or the comments if you're watching the playback later, let me know what your favorite collab from this past year was. I definitely, of course, I'm most proud of Animal Arithmetic, man, and what we were able to do. I would also say Beautiful Work and maybe Figure It Out are some of my favorites from this past year as well. Oh, and pick either one of the joints with me and Megaran, you know what I mean? Always fun. Megastan, hashtag Megastan. All right, let's see. Any comments I missed? Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, clap it up for my sister from another mister, Stephanie Gale. Peace, what's going on? All right. Let's see. Got to be my man's Megaran. Yeah, man, those collabs with Megaran were real fun. All right, Animal Arithmetic and Beautiful Work were awesome. Thanks, Nice Afro. I appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about the next playlist to check out. Now, for those who don't know, I celebrate Kwanzaa. I've been celebrating Kwanzaa for a very, very long time. And one of the things that I've been blessed to do is through my collaborations with Marcus D, as Bob Alloy, we've been putting together these Winter Breaks projects. And we've had the opportunity to make songs about the holidays. Whether you celebrate Christmas, there's joints for you there, but then we also got joints about Kwanzaa. So we got some great news yesterday when we found out that Spotify officially added the song Same Energy to their official Kwanzaa playlist. And yeah, man, that's a big deal, man. Clap it up for that. Super honored that they selected this. Kwanzaa is not a holiday that is celebrated by everybody. It's an African-American holiday, and it's not necessarily celebrated by everyone in our community. So it's still very much a young holiday. Before someone says something stupid like it's a made-up holiday, newsflash, hate to break it to you, all holidays are made up. So this was a holiday that was made specifically for our community to tackle some of the issues that our community faces. You know what I mean? And so one of the beautiful things about Kwanzaa, like as somebody who was introduced to Kwanzaa at a very young age, it teaches you, it puts more emphasis on what the holidays should really be about and less about the gift giving. You know what I mean? It's very much community focused, and you know, and it's very much focused on like different ways to support and uplift the community, different ways to celebrate and nurture creativity. You know, learning about cooperative economics, learning what it means to, you know, learning what self-determination means, the importance of unity, all of these different things. And so Kwanzaa has been a huge part of my life and is a very much part of the reason why I'm the type of brother that I am. And man, it's dope to see Spotify recognize this song that we made, because Same Energy is one of my favorite songs that we've made as Bop Alloy in recent years. So shout out again to Spotify for doing that. And now let's go to the comments. Hey, thank you, Steph. You know what I mean? All right. People say that about Kwanzaa. Yo, yeah, man. Oh, listen. I've been online for Kwanzaa celebrations that are happening virtually, and see like random haters, just like people who have issues with it, just pop up there. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, man, like, you know, I never can fully understand why someone who doesn't like a thing invest so much energy in the things they don't like versus the things that they do. Yeah, so, you know, and it's crazy. Even in the past, I've been, you know, monitoring online Kwanzaa celebrations, but then like had to deal with like people literally in my inbox, like practically trying to interview me about Kwanzaa. Like, well, if Kwanzaa's this, why this? And then why that? And blah, 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 this, that, and the third. I'm like, fam, I know you don't ask this many questions about Christmas, right? Like, if anything that you celebrate or participate in that is older than you, the further you dig back, there's going to be some things that may not make a whole lot of sense to you, or like even people who may have been affiliated with it who are problematic at some point in time, right? Like, and that's anything in life. And so I just always find it interesting when like people literally just like throw themselves completely into other things and don't have these same type of questions for the things that they participate in. And they don't usually because it's been a part of their lives since they were very small. And for some people nowadays, Kwanzaa has been a part of their life since they were very, very small. You know what I mean? And so it's crazy that, you know, we got to deal with that, but it is what it is. Kwanzaa is just as relevant as Christmas to my daughter. Word, man. I appreciate you peeping the line. Not bad, Stone. You have a good week. All right. Oh, yeah. When you know, I mean, he says something stupid all the time. That's another conversation. Yeah, man. Nah, I feel you. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. So on that note, let's keep it moving. Again, if you are interested in checking out that playlist on Spotify, you can do so. I do have my own Kwanzaa playlist that I put together a while ago. I will share that as we get a little closer to the holiday, and of course promote winter breaks as we get a little closer to Christmas and Kwanzaa. But today, we're just here to talk about this this new moment. And so, yeah, man, thank y'all. On that note, let's see what is next. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your boy is going to Uganda, and it feels so good. Yeah, man. To say I'm excited would be a huge understatement. Yo, man, listen, it's getting realer day and like every day. Like the closer I get, you know, I just ran to the store to grab a few things, you know, just to make sure I'm ready and stuff, man, and do some last minute laundry today. But dude, man, like I know, yeah, I'm trying to keep it together right now. Listen, it's like for those who don't know, man, I've been trying my best to get to Africa, anywhere in Africa for quite some time. And I think I might have said this the last time we were live, and so sorry if I'm repeating myself. But literally, man, you know, there's been at least almost every 2 years I get hit up about a potential opportunity in Africa, or in different parts of the world that I typically don't get a chance to go, where the vast majority of people in these places are black and brown people. And I'm always excited about those opportunities because these are regions that unfortunately I don't always get to go. And sometimes it's extremely expensive to go to these different places. So, I mean, I'd love to go to vacation if I could afford it. But 9 times out of 10, I got a family of 4 trips like that can literally run me and my family upwards of between like $6,000 to $10,000. That's, I'm doing all right. I ain't doing that good though. So anyway, yeah, man, I'm just excited because when I first got hit up about this opportunity, it was like 2020, and this was right before everything happened with the pandemic. And so when I first got hit up about doing this, it switched from in-person opportunity to an online opportunity. And I was still grateful. It was still a great opportunity regardless, and I got to connect with the community through the internet. So when I was hit up saying that, I had the opportunity to go in person this year, man, I was about as reserved as a person who's been wanting to go to Africa for most of their life and finally got the opportunity. Like most people would just be screaming. And because I've come so close in the past and literally had stuff fall apart at like the maybe 2 weeks out. So anyway, when I got the news, I just was kind of quiet, right? Like, oh man, thank you. Right? When internally, I'm like, oh my fucking God, like losing my mind. But yeah, man, because it was still like a ways away, it was months out. I just really couldn't fully like accept it just yet, because again, I didn't want to be let down if it fell through. And so now to be 2 days away, have my yellow book and everything, like for your vaccinations and stuff, to have my tickets purchased, got my meals selected, know what seats I'm going to be in, know that we're going to stop in Ethiopia briefly before we go to, like, fam, this is opportunity of a lifetime, man. And so shout out to Words Beats in Life and my man Mozzie for selecting me for this opportunity. To say that I am grateful, like, is an understatement. I gotta look up and see if there's a word stronger than grateful. But yeah, man, it's super, super dope to be able to do this, man, and definitely excited. So let's go to the comments real quick before I plug these events. It's like a dream come true. Happy for you, man. Yo, thank you, fam. So dope. Thanks. Congratulations. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Are you guys doing your Kwanzaa event this year? I think I remember you unfortunately couldn't do it last year. Unfortunately, we won't be doing our official Kwanzaa event this year. However, we have been, I should say, Shell, my wife and partner, business partner, Rochelle, has been consulting Creative Suitland, who is actually doing a Kwanzaa event in place of it was their idea to do one. We hadn't reached out to set up one because we usually start planning as far out as August for our Kwanzaa event. But they reached out to us and let us know that they were planning to do something. And because they usually work with us, they wanted us to help out in some way, shape, or form. I'm not going to be here because I'll be in Uganda. But Rochelle has been helping them get ready. So Creative Suitland is doing an event. I'm not sure if it's going to be online, but if it is, whatever information I get, I will share that. So be on the lookout for them, because we're artist partners with them. So supporting them is supporting us. So shout out to Creative Suitland. But no event officially by us. We'll be celebrating privately, and maybe at a couple local community events, supporting other people's Kwanzaa events and also celebrating at home. All right. Let's see. Can't wait to hear more about it. What a dream. Yeah, man. Yeah, so super exciting. So anyway, let's talk about these events. So this is just two of the things, but there are a ton of things. So if you saw the short that I posted a couple days ago, go check that out if you haven't. It has like flyers for some of the other events that I'm doing. But yeah, man, they're celebrating 20 years of hip hop in Uganda. Yeah, man, Baba Luku, shout out to him for organizing this and all of that, man. But I'll be in Kampala doing some stuff, and then I'll be going to Jinja as well. And when we go to Jinja, we'll be at Nile Park in Jinja, which is where the mouth of the Nile River is. Basically where the Nile River flows from. And so, dude, it's like, what do you even say to that? Like, Yeah, man. Yeah. So, needless to say, I bought like an extra micro SD card, like so I can capture even more stuff. I got a couple. I got at least one camera going with me. I got a couple tripods and different things, man, just so I can capture as much footage as humanly possible. But yeah, yo, this is yeah, it's big. It's big. I'm gonna move on because I can feel the waterworks, son, and I'm trying to save that for when I get there. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see all the posts on your socials when you get there. Yeah, man. No, it's gonna be great. I think what I'm gonna try to do too is like I still haven't done my Romania recap video for YouTube. So I part of me wants to get that up before I get to Uganda. So I'm gonna see if I can get that up first before I start throwing all the stuff up from Uganda. Because I know once I start throwing that stuff up, I'm probably not gonna get back to the Romanian stuff. But yeah, I heard some spectacular music from Uganda last weekend, incidentally. Look up Nilotika Cultural Ensemble. Unreal. Whew. Yo, duly noted. Let me screenshot that. Bang. Got it. All right. Good looking out. Yeah, man. No, I'm definitely gonna check that out, man. That sounds dope. It says, are you gonna get a chance to see some animals? I don't know if we're gonna be. I didn't see anything in our schedule in terms of us doing any safari. Rumor is Uganda is one of the best places to actually visit a safari because they have like the top five of what they call the big five in terms of animals. Lions, elephants, gorillas, giraffes, and I forget what the fifth one is, but all of that's there. And so they have beautiful mountains there as well, even like snow-capped mountains. The weather's crazy too, man. Like it's going to be in the 70s and low. I think it's going to be as high as 80 degrees while I'm there, and no lower than like 64 the whole time I'm there. So I'm excited about that, because we are a tropical people, and I'm looking forward to some not so cold weather. You know what I mean? Remember Rakim's classic line, my unusual style will confuse you a while. If I was water, I'd flow in the Nile. Ah, dope. Yeah. Rakim is that dude, man. Did you always want to go to Uganda specifically or just Africa? So no. It wasn't Uganda specifically. Like I've only really started learning a lot more about Uganda as of late. Like a lot of kids, most of us in school were introduced to Egypt, you know what I mean, and the pyramids and stuff. So that was probably the earliest education I had on Africa. So part of me still wants to go there. Probably the place I think about going the most is Ghana, just because I have a ton of homies who've been. And I got friends out there who are building houses out there or bought land out there. I got another homie who's building a cultural center out there and is an ambassador of sorts. And he's like, recently, what's his name? Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, who are married, they went out to Ghana and South Africa. And when they were in Ghana, like one of the homies that I know from the scene here, who I told you who's like an ambassador out there, he was like one of the main people greeting them there. So that brother does work out there. We've met with him in the past about how we can get more involved with what he's doing out there. So Ghana's been like probably at the top of my list for quite some time. And my homie who is the sister who I'm like her brand ambassador and I'm always wearing her dashikis. That's where her family's from. So yeah, man, Ghana's probably been the main place on my list. Also Tanzania, South Africa. That's a place that I was supposed to perform at. I was I was in talks about a jazz festival there and things didn't work out. And then also Namibia, as well as another place that I was in talks with promoters there and it didn't work out. And then Nigeria is another place where I was in talks with people there and it didn't work out. So yeah, man, these are just some of the countries that I've spent some time learning about that I'm excited to visit. My wife and I, before we ended up going on our honeymoon to before we went on our honeymoon to Hawaii. Our original plan was to go to Morocco. You know what I mean? But this was before things started happening in the Gulf, and it start getting kind of tense in that part of the world. So it wasn't safe. Wasn't as safe to visit there, and so we didn't end up going. So Morocco's another place that's been on my list. I did my DNA a while ago, so I know the different regions in Africa where my ancestors are from. And what was it? Mali is at the top of the list, and so is Cameroon. Those are two of the countries that I have ancestry from, and so is Nigeria, and then a very small percentage from Ghana. So all of those countries, like one of my goals is to visit every place that showed up in my ancestry DNA. So and then what I plan on doing at some point is also doing the African ancestry one, so I can know what tribes as well. So yeah, man. All right. Yeah, if it's not hippos, it might be rhinoceros. Now that I think about it, I think it's rhinoceros, but hippos, I think might be there too. All right. Look, screenshotting that as well. Good looking. Dropping gems. So the track was Jaja Ali Mufe by Nilotika Cultural Ensemble. Shout out to Kid Hops, KXP, Positive Vibrations. Word. I'm gonna look up all of that. Good looking out. My homie Comedic Yogi does Comedic Yoga and other programs in Ghana. That's dope. Yeah, man, it's a lot of people doing dope stuff out there. Has Rochelle been to Africa? No, she has not. No, she has not, man. It's definitely, it's a goal for our family to all visit at some point. Let's see. It'd be dope. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna do that at some point in time. Like, maybe I don't know. Maybe Black History Month. We'll see. All right. Let's keep it moving though. I think there is. Oh yeah. One last reminder. So, outside of me going to Uganda to perform, of course there are other events happening, and that next event that I'm doing will be MAGFest. That's going to be the first event that I do in 2023. I will be performing there on my birthday, January 7th. I'll be performing with the MPC Collective, Nerdy People of Color Collective, with Mega Ram, my man IQ, so many other dope artists, K Murdoch, Shubs, Shubzilla, yeah, man, Kadesh, Creative Mind Frame, so many homies, man. The whole crew is going to be there, or almost the whole crew. So definitely come out, check me out at MAGFest. I have some merch and all of that available, and we'll be doing the Rapidy Raps. So that will be dope. But yeah, man, that's it for the announcements and all of that. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is Q&A time. So send through your questions. Remember that the super chats are open as well. So if you want to support the YouTube channel, you can do so via super chat. It also brightens your particular question up so I don't miss it. It's not mandatory that you do it, but it's always appreciated. All right. So again, send through your questions when you are ready, and we will get into that. And just another quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to be sure to check out the Kickstarter campaign, which is live right now. Like I mentioned before, it's officially been funded. And the last I checked, we were over $12,000. I haven't checked how much it's at now, but let's do a live checkup as the questions come in. So hold on. By the way, just check the add-ons. I got the Tyler pack, and the only vinyl I see is for the past present. So not sure if the okay. Thank you, Nice Afro. I'm gonna make sure I update that, and then I would say check again tomorrow. I'm gonna spend some time tonight making sure that I fix any add-on features. You know what I mean? That aren't working properly. And animal arithmetic. Okay, cool. Stan, what's the craziest thing that has ever happened at one of your shows or while you were performing in general? Oh, okay. So yeah. Craziest thing that happened. One of the craziest things that happened while I was in Leipzig, Germany. Right. So I was performing in Leipzig, Germany, and I think it was after our set. I was just backstage chilling, talking to different folks. Everything was cool. And then I see security rushing back to us, panting, and holding large staffs, right? Like they're holding like these long sticks. It looked like something that, like when I was taking Jiao Ga, form of Kung Fu, we had staffs that we would train with. And yeah, their club, they had a bunch of these. And all the security guards were holding staffs and told us to stay in the green room and don't leave until they come back to get us. And then I hear them run off, and we hear some like, some shuffling around, some, some things going down. Sounds like an altercation. And long story short, that we found out that there were like neo-Nazis that showed up to the club, like out front of the club while we were doing a show that night. And security basically had to, confront them and get them out of there. And so I didn't have to see anything firsthand, and we were safe. But yeah, we were just pretty much hiding out, and we were locked up in this little room, in this green room, while that was getting handled. And so that was pretty crazy, to say the least. I would say another crazy thing that happened on tour one time. This wasn't necessarily at a show, but when we were going through Canada, I was freaking out because I lost my passport. Or at least I thought I lost my passport. I went to open up my passport, and it wasn't mine. It was Deacon's. Deacon the villain from Cunning Linguist. So I was panicking. So luckily, whenever I travel, I always keep I make two copies of my passport. So at least it has my number, and they can run my number in the system and verify, and, and they can scan it and all of that. And so they can see that I have an actual passport, even though it's not as good as having the real thing. So, we get to the border. I give them my copy, and everybody turns in theirs. And then they basically say, can y'all pull over? And as soon as they say that, panic mode, like, oh my God, what's about to happen, son? So, they take us in. They start interviewing us, this, that, and the third, asking us what we're doing in Canada, blah, blah, blah. It's real tense. And then when it's done, they give me both a copy. They give me a copy of my passport, but then they hand me a passport. And I was like, I lost my passport. I don't understand why you're giving me that. And they was like, sir, open it up. Open it up. It's my passport. And I'm like, what the? Come to find out, Deacon from Cunning Linguist, he had my passport. Like by mistake, he didn't open it up to verify that it was mine. Like when the passports came back through, he kept my passport and didn't give it back to me by mistake. And so, it was tense, fam. Like I did not know if we were going home that night. But like little crazy things like that, it's never been, nothing too, oh man. All right, I'll give you one more, because that was pretty crazy too. It was like, these are mildly crazy things. Nothing like, like in a movie. So last one. Most crazy things that happen at shows involve people who are drunk. Fun fact. And this was no different. So I was doing a show in Virginia, where I live now. I think I was in Fairfax, Virginia specifically. There's like this there's this Mardi Gras themed little dive bar called Fat Tuesdays, I think. And so I was doing a show there. I'm performing, and there's a guy in the front who's real hype. He's a bit extra. But he's showing love, so I'm just trying to stay focused. But then he starts coming up, and when I'm doing like different passes, doing my super lyrical flows, all this, that, and the third, he starts like, when I go to do a crazy flow, he starts hitting me on my stomach like, yeah. Like it was real awkward, fam, because I don't know this guy, and I can tell he's drunk. And so at one point, like, he's like, when he's hitting me in my stomach, it's becoming harder for me to focus. So he did it once, and I kind of let it slide because I'm just trying to do my thing. But when he did it second time, I had to address it. I was like, my man, was like, I need you to cool out, fam. And then he's just like, he's drunk. So he starts saying, damn, as I'm telling this story, like 3 other drunk stories came to mind, and they're probably crazier than this, but I'm gonna stop after this one. But anyway, he says some stuff, and I could tell he's mad now, and it's just like, fam, you doing a bit too much right now. Need you to chill out. You know what I mean? Like step away from the stage or something like that. You ain't got to put hands on me. Just appreciate the show. Like, yo, you enjoying the music? Enjoy the music. Keep your hands off me, though. You know what I mean? And so, yo, he started popping off. And, you know, in my mind, I'm like, all right, just, you know, finish this show or finish this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like something going, before we continue, a decision needs to get made. And so luckily security jumps in and I ain't have to do anything, but security jumps in, hollers at dude, drags him out, and everything was everything. But yeah, man, it was tense to say the least. Definitely not the best of situations. I've been through a few of those over the years. All right. Any songs you want to perform more live, but fans aren't big on? Oh, come on, man. Tons of them. Splendor is a fun joint. Like, I love that song. It's definitely something I'd probably do all the time. I know it extremely well, but like it's not necessarily a song of mine that fans check for. You know what I mean? But that's one. In most cases, it would probably be most of my like upbeat stuff. I would love to do gift raps live. It's certain songs aren't always designed with the live show or created with the live show in mind. So gift raps is just a long verse. It's not necessarily it works better live if people know the verse really well, because then they hear the beat, they get excited, right? And it could be either the original version that Marcus produced on Winter Breaks 2, or it could be the version on We Met in Tokyo with Funky DL. But that's another good one that I think would be dope live. I've been thinking about doing what's the other joint? Soul Clap from We Met in Tokyo. I think that'd be dope live too. But yeah, in most cases it's the upbeat joints. Because what most people don't consider is most of my chill joints that people love the most, they don't work as well live if the audience don't know them. Even a song like Blessing It doesn't always go over extremely well. There's been moments where I do Blessing It, and like I end with it a lot of times. And like, if I'm at a club where most of the people there don't know me, or I'm at like a bigger show and people aren't really there to see me specifically, and there's an audience of like a couple hundred people, and then when I play that joint, I see like 5 people respond to it, I'm like, oh man, wish I didn't add that to the plan tonight. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel bad for those 5 people, because 9 times out of 10, because it's an older song, they might not have recorded most of my set, but that is the one song that if I did an hour-long set almost anywhere, I don't care if I see people phones out the whole time, the only footage that almost ever gets posted is Blessing It, right? It's just being real. And so I've literally done Blessing It live at some of these spots where people didn't know it, and because those like 4 or 5 people had their joints out, I'll make them stop. Like I'll ask the DJ, like, yo, stop the music. And then I'll be like, all right, look, check this out. These people here, they got their phones out. They've been waiting for me to do this song all night. And what y'all not about to do is mess up their video. So I know most of y'all don't know me for this song, right? Like there's certain fans of mine who know me for this song. So we gonna do this again, where I get out my Men in Black pen, boop. Everybody, you know, forget that we just did this and 3 of y'all cheered. And what you gonna do to make their video look cooler is everybody gonna scream like you all know and love this song. So that way, when they post the video, the shit look crazy, right? I've done this probably like 10 or 15 different times, right, at shows, man. And so, yeah, yo, it's, but it's awkward in those moments where you save the ones that like they stream really high, and even a song like Hikari and stuff, like, you know, I figured it out in a way to make it more engaging live, even though it's a chill joint. But like at the off chance there's a crowd that don't know who Nujabes is, like for the most part, or aren't familiar with me, those moments become awkward, right? And you'll learn this for those of you who are performers. Slow songs of yours or chill songs of yours that blow up, it's awkward doing it live because people, when it drops, they're hype in the beginning, but everyone starts to realize, man, this song isn't the best song for a live performance very quickly. Like within a 2-minute time frame, people, the energy in the room just slowly just goes down and down and down. And so if you've seen me live, that's why you see me kind of go through songs and I only give you like 2 verses or a verse from the song and keep it moving, because I'm well aware that certain songs in those situations don't work as well. So yeah, man, thanks for that question, and I hope you enjoyed the little tangent as well. All right, keep it moving. All right, got more. Keep a stun gun on you, Stan. Next time you perform and have an encounter with a drunk wild dude. Yeah, man, listen, the only thing worse than a drunk wild dude is a drunk wild girl. Bro, man, I had this white girl, man, back when I had locks? No, this was after I cut my locks. Oh my God, when I had locks, it was even worse. Forget about it, man. Like just random people, women specifically, just random women just trying to grab your hair and stuff, man. Like, yeah, fam, it's real awkward. What's your set list for Uganda? Honestly, I don't know for sure. I haven't finalized it yet. Joints are definitely plan on doing maybe Your Greatest Weapon. I said definitely, then maybe. Your Greatest Weapon, probably Say Less, Black of All Trades. Those are joints that do really well live. Might even do Same Energy, man, because Same Energy is a joint that, like, yo, live, that joint, it rock, whether people know it like that or not. So might throw that in the mix. Possibly Follow the Master. Maybe Exposition. I haven't done that in a while. I've been considering throwing that back in rotation. Of the Nuja Best joints, maybe City Lights. Reed Richards for sure, and maybe No Per Diem. But those some of the things that I'm thinking, like a good mixture of new and old. You know what I mean? But thanks for the question. Let's keep it moving. Let's see. Cheat code to get great footage, man. I try to look out for folks, you know what I'm saying? Because that'd be a blower, man. I've gone to a ton of events where I go to see some of my favorite artists and then I record footage of it and it don't look as good as I'd like, or the crowd isn't as hype as I am about what's happening, and so like the video just don't translate well. And because I'm an artist, it's like I don't want to put that up there for the artist. I mean, some of these artists are way bigger than me, so it's not going to really hurt them, you know what I mean? But you know, I'm always considering how something's going to translate and whether or not it's going to make new fans for folks or make other folks interested in this artist, or just create excitement for people who already know. When you started doing music seriously and performing for the first time for actual crowds, did you ever get stage fright, or did you take to it naturally? I think I took to it pretty naturally, and that's because before I started rapping, I'd been on stages participating in plays and different school functions since kindergarten, right? And so since I was 5 years old, I've been put on stage for something, you know what I mean? Whether it was like a class play or something like that. And then oftentimes I wouldn't just be an extra in the background. I would have like significant speaking roles. So like whether it was like, you know, was it Peter Rabbit or something like that? Cottontail, something when I was in like kindergarten. I still remember that. And I remember when it was done, they just played some music and a bunch of us dancing on stage. And because I've been a hip hop head, I was down there born a hip hop head. You know, they played a rap joint. I can't remember what song, if it was like the Fat Boys or something. But I tried to break dance on stage. Like I literally remember trying to do a head spin and spin on my back on the stage. I don't know if it went well. Thank God cell phones weren't a thing and camera phones weren't a thing back then. So, but yeah, I don't recall being scared at all about going on stage. The only time I ever get nervous before, like, and I know somebody said it recently. They was like, anyone who doesn't get nervous on stage is probably a psycho. And I think there's some truth. There may be some truth to that, but I think the only reason why most times I'm not nervous is because I'm prepared, right? So like I know what I'm going to do. So because I know what I'm going to do, and I've performed for so many different crowds, like I've performed for crowds who know me, and then I've done majority of the shows I've done in my life have been for audiences who weren't that familiar with me, or being support for somebody who was really popular but no one not knowing who I am, or like maybe 5 to 10% of the audience have heard me before. I'm used to that. So I feel like that's made me a better performer. So I don't really get as nervous. The only time I am somewhat nervous, or like really like, oh man, we'll see how tonight goes, is when I'm doing new stuff. You know what I mean? Because I haven't tested it out yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's not fully committed to memory. Like I'm still kind of working out the mechanics. So those shows are like, especially when I got to do more, like say I'm doing one song, and the only song I'm doing is one I don't know well. Oh my God, my nerves are terrible. You know what I'm saying? But if I know it, a good amount of it's like, it's damn near like coasting, right? Like, so I don't have to focus on the lyrics as much as I got to focus on the audience's energy, right? Like, so I can call my audibles and pivot how I need to pivot based on how the audience is responding to the song. So there's a lot of mechanics that goes into live performance and stuff. And I would say I probably have had more practice than the average person. Considering like a lot of people, you know, I've toured, but there's a ton of artists who tour more than I do, which I always find interesting when I see their live show. And this isn't everybody, but for certain artists where I see their live show and I know they tour more than I do, and I'm just like, damn, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's always weird for me, because I know I've been performing for a long time and stuff, but I know that there's certain artists who are actively doing live shows way more than I am. And, but it doesn't look like it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I appreciate that question. All right. You can start gun for the drunk girl too. Yeah, man. Hey, man, look, wild for the night, bro. Y'all be safe out here. Pitter patter would be dope in my opinion. Yeah, man, that definitely would be cool. Like, I would consider it if it maybe caught on a bit more. I think right now it's not like the energy from like, I think that there's certain audience. I can see when I'm out in the West Coast, like that song probably going over really well. Or even at like, if it was like a tribute style event, like the audiences who were very much there, like because of specifically for the New Best type stuff, I can see that song going over really well. In certain settings that I get asked to do, like the beat sounds so throwback that I don't know if it's going to connect in certain settings as well. But yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. Good looking out. Yeah, man. Thank you, yo. Yeah, Follow the Master usually goes over well 9 times out of 10. I can't think of one show I've done where people weren't like, oh my God, or super amped. I would love a That Damn Good 2.0 featuring Mega Ran with a wrestling rap background. Ooh, y'all, that's a good idea. Maybe when Mega Ran and I revisit the whole idea of doing a Mega Stand EP, maybe I do that. You know what I mean? I appreciate the fact that you caught the reference too. Yeah, because on the album you hear Triple H and everything. But yeah, that would be dope. That would be really, really dope. Whew, that'd be crazy. Great idea. Look, let me go back to that comment. Screenshot. You know what I mean? Hold on. Bang. Thank you. All right. Follow the Masters, Timeless. Always a great song as well. Thank you, man. Yeah, Always. I love Always. That's another one that, like, when I did it, I felt really strongly about. And yes, just audiences don't seem to respond that well to it. It's not like they hate it, but they don't seem like they're like, oh my God, what is this? No one, the few times I've done it live, no one's come up to me afterwards to talk to me about it. And it's not one of my higher streaming songs. So yeah, it's one of those joints that, I mean, I love it. I still am very proud of that song, but it's just not connecting with audiences the way I hoped. You know, what would you say are your best and worst traits? Man, I would say probably my worst trait. I can be a bit too talkative. That's why like oftentimes I make jokes about myself talking too much, even in the song Say Less, you know what I mean? I joke about it there, but I've recognized the fact that I definitely talk a bit too much. And the funny thing is that in certain settings, like if I don't know people, like I will definitely, unless they're really engaging with me, like I come across as a quiet person, which I always find funny when someone says like Stan's kind of a quiet guy. It lets me know that like, yeah, I haven't really clicked with them or had an opportunity to really be myself in their presence. So that's why they think I'm quiet, because I definitely am not. But yeah, I would probably say one of my worst traits is that I can talk too much. But one of my best traits is that I'm aware of that. I'm very conscious of that, and I usually do what I can to catch myself and try to make sure I'm making room for others when it clicks that, oh yeah, I might be going off on the deep end again. And I would say another one of my best traits is that for someone who talks as much as I do, I live by the saying is you have two ears, one mouth, so you should listen twice as much as you speak. And so I pride myself on taking in as much information from other people, like as much as I give it out and just, run my mouth. I definitely spend a good amount of time listening to others, whether I always get credit for that or not. And so I believe that's one of my better traits, that, sometimes I remember details or different things, and that people are surprised that I remember these things a lot of times. They was like, yo, you remember that? I was like, I was there. I was listening. I heard what you said. You know what I mean? Like, and so I believe that's a good trait of mine. I also feel like one of my best traits is that I am, if we're all working on a team and something needs to get done, I believe myself to be a doer and very much an idea person. Like if we're all stuck and we need an idea to really get the team going, that's been a strong suit of mine for many years. That's why I enjoy marketing so much, because a lot of times like I can come with the idea to get it started. I'm not necessarily the best when it comes to maybe organizing it or taking care of the administrative type of things. But I'm great at getting it started, and I'm great at closing. You know what I mean? Like whatever it takes to get it started and whatever needs to happen to get it done. What's the line from Tombstone? Is that I'm your Huckleberry? You know what I mean? So when it comes to getting it started and closing it out, fam, like, my homies used to call me Captain Clutch. You know what I mean? My UV crew, and my man Isaiah Insanity. Isaiah from the other guys, he used to say, if Stan says we're going to build a rocket ship, I'm going to just ask what day do we show up to get started? You know what I mean? Because he's going to figure it out, Thanks for the question. All right, take two more. Okay, cool. So, yeah, let's close out, man. So, got to drop for a meeting. Peace, fam. Thanks for coming, man. Everyone have a good day. Stan, I hope you have an amazing trip. Thank you so much, family. I appreciate that, man. You be safe. All right, Reed Rich is a great song. It seems like a balanced blend of new and old school. Any other songs that in the works about a superhero that you see yourself in? So nothing in the works right now. But yeah, man, it's like I grew up on comics, so like I definitely would say that I wouldn't be surprised if I do something else similar to that in the near future. You know what I mean? But we will see. We will see. All right. All right. Let's see. Have a good weekend, everyone. Peace. Peace. All right. W Stream. Good luck in Uganda. Peace, man. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, and I'm gonna do my best to do at least one live stream while I'm there. We'll see what the connection's like at my hotel. I'll try to do one live there. I'm not sure if it's going to be the exact time because 12 o'clock Eastern Eastern time here, that's about 8 p.m. their time, and the likelihood that I'm gonna be out and about during that time is going to be high. So if I do a live stream, it might be at an awkward time. But I will do my best to do a live stream next Friday. So we will see. And it'll be from my phone. It won't have the whole fancy setup. All right. How different would your life be if you hadn't met your wife? Woo, bull. I need a bomb for that, but I don't think I have a bomb button. I don't. But yeah, let's just say, man, I don't know. I was engaged to my high school sweetheart prior to my wife and I becoming a couple, right? I was still with my high school sweetheart when I first met my wife. My wife and I were just cool. It wasn't anything, no like suspect stuff or anything like that. Before me and my wife were a thing, I had broke up with my ex. But yo, like, I don't know if I'd like to think that I definitely would still be doing music. I don't know if I'd be as successful, not just in my career, but in life, had I not met my wife, because she's always been great at keeping me accountable. You know what I mean? As opposed to some people who just kind of, when they're tired of you or they don't feel like you're doing what you need to do, they might tell you once and then keep it moving. Like, yo, she got no problem. I mean, part of the reason why she's so great at keeping things organized, like a lot of my faults, some of the weaknesses I talked about before, those are her strengths. And so there's a lot of balance that we have in our relationship. And so I don't know if I'd be as successful, not just in business, but in life in general, if I didn't know my wife. Yeah, because she definitely balances me out. And yeah, man, you know what I mean? Count your blessings, So clap it up for Mrs. Robinson. All right, but on that note, family, we're going to get out of here, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. Yeah, man, if you haven't supported the campaign yet, please make sure you go support the campaign on Kickstarter. Link is in the description of this video and in the chat right now. Thank y'all for tuning in always. If you haven't donated to the channel yet, feel free to consider doing so. If not, all love regardless. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Next week, if all goes well, we will be broadcasting live from Uganda. If not, regardless, I'll be posting shorts and different content throughout the week. So yeah, man. I'll see y'all on the other side of the world. Y'all can't believe I'm saying that. But next time you see me on here, it'll likely be from Africa. All right. So y'all have a good one, man. Take care. Joshua, peace, fam. Good to see you up in here, man. Peace, Tommy. Y'all have a good one. Eric, take care. Everybody, thanks so much for watching, man. And I'll see you soon, but talk to you sooner. Peace, 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 peace.